All right, folks, a quick disclaimer before we get into things. This is all in good fun. Peter Schiff, I have a tremendous amount of respect for you. I was a 13 or a 14-year-old kid when I was watching you dunk on the Occupy Wall Street communists in the early days of YouTube. You had a profound effect on my intellectual development, and for that I thank you. I speak for a lot of us Bitcoiners on that one. That said, it is high time you join the winning team, Professor Pete. Because I love you, I will be taking off the kid gloves. I know you can handle it. My name is Adam Livingston, and I am your #1 source for Bitcoin and Bitcoin Treasury Company analysis. Please subscribe to the channel and send this to your boomer dad, whose favorite possession is a Sean Hannity autographed copy of the U.S. Constitution, right next to his Franklin Mint 24-karat gold-plated 9/11 commemorative coin set. Welcome to Schiffwreck Ahead, also known as the intellectual graveyard, where Peter Schiff's 5,000-year-old narrative comes to die. You see, Peter Schiff is like your crazy uncle who still brings up MySpace at Thanksgiving. The man is out here selling gold like it's 1623 and we're trading spices with the Dutch East India Company. He's trapped inside this beautiful little fantasy world where central banks, nation-states, and corrupt monetary cartels are somehow going to respect private gold ownership as the ultimate store of value. But the problem is, reality has moved on. The throne has moved. We are no longer stacking shiny rocks dug out of malaria-infested pits with slave labor while bribing African warlords. Today, value is digital, folks. Scarcity is programmable. Ownership is self-sovereign. Custody is cryptographic, and the immutable ledger laughs at Peter Schiff like he's yelling into a hurricane with his little gold coins like Scrooge McDuck. Our objective here is simple. We are going to systematically destroy every pillar of Schiff's ideology. Price performance, supply dynamics, energy footprint, confiscation history, market structure, taxation, and finally, the IQ filter that explains why people like Schiff will never understand Bitcoin. By the end of this, you'll understand that gold is fiat with a tan. Bitcoin is the apex monetary asset. Schiff is the guy who kept investing in Blockbuster while Netflix was eating the entire market alive. Now let's get right to the throat slitting, the 10-year price bloodbath, also known as the parts where Peter Schiff starts dry heaving into a bucket. In the last 10 years, gold up 182%. Cute, sweet little boomer returns. Coin only up 46,161%. Not a typo, 461 times your money. That's financial nuclear fusion. Imagine you gave both Peter and a random teenager $10K to invest in 2015. Bitcoin would now be worth $4.6 million. Do you feel that? That's the entire gold thesis flatlining. Peter's entire worldview got its face ripped off by a teenager with a Coinbase account and a VPN. The best part, gold couldn't even beat US inflation, which is essentially legal counterfeiting, performed by the Federal Reserve with a straight face. Bitcoin didn't just beat CPI, it humiliated every asset class on Earth. Equities, bonds, real estate, even leveraged private equity clowns are sobbing into their Patagonia vests, watching Bitcoin do its thing. And what does Schiff say? But Bitcoin is volatile. Volatility is the price that you pay for asymmetry, Peter. It's like complaining that a Ferrari goes too fast. Now let's talk about supply, or as Peter Schiff calls it, I don't really understand how Bitcoin works, but now I'm going to sell you a gold coin for 60% over spot. The hard truth is, gold is an inflationary metal. Today, there's roughly 216,265 metric tons of gold above ground. Every year, we shovel out another 3,760 tons, or about 1.7% supply inflation. That's about 1.7% of new dilution every single year forever. You know what that means? Gold is fiat with a pickaxe. You can also make more gold in a lab. But let's walk into Bitcoin's physics laboratory for a second. The supply hard capped at 21 million. Current inflation after the 2024 halving, 0.85% annually. Next halving in 2028, cut that in half again. By 2032, it'll be functionally zero. Every block that gets mined widens the scarcity gap between Bitcoin and gold. This isn't opinion, this is mathematical inevitability. Schiff keeps screaming that gold has intrinsic value. Yes, Peter, that's called jewelry demand, and it barely keeps up with mining dilution. Bitcoin is governed by monetary thermodynamics, no CEO, no cartel, no central banks manipulating the stockpile, no African dictators with machine guns either. It's a globally distributed, energy-backed, monetary organism, and every time a block gets mined, it mathematically absorbs a sliver of the global energy grid into incorruptible monetary property rights. Peter is still measuring gold like it's 1913 and the British Empire is intact. Bitcoin doesn't care, it just keeps absorbing global capital while gold bugs LARP about the next collapse on their AM radio shows. Gold's supply is infinite over geologic time. Bitcoin's supply is finite over cosmic time. Game over. Now we arrive at what I call Peter Schiff's dirty little secrets, the paper market scam that keeps the entire gold fantasy alive. Rehypothecation, fractional claims, naked paper promises stacked on top of each other like a goddamn Jenga tower in a hurricane. On COMEX, where Schiff and the other boomers pretend price discovery happens, we trade about 27 million ounces of gold per day. That's not gold, that's not physical, that's paper IOUs trading hands between leveraged traders who've never even seen a gold bar in their life. In fact, for every 1 ounce of physical gold deliverables, there are 100 plus ounces of paper claims floating in the casino. It's not a market, it's a rehypothecation Ponzi scheme wrapped in a safe haven narrative for suburban retirees who watch too much CNBC. Schiff won't tell you this because his whole business model depends on selling you overpriced gold coins while the underlying price is controlled by a paper market designed to never actually settle physical delivery. Now let's compare this to Bitcoin. Bitcoin settles every 10 minutes on-chain globally permanently. No counterparty risk, no vault clerks, no refinery stamp, no authorized participants, no JP Morgan metals desk spoofing trades to manipulate price. If you self-custody Bitcoin, you own a final settlement bearer asset. Full stop. Gold, you better hope HSBC doesn't misplace your allocated account when the music stops. The entire gold pricing mechanism is a highly centralized cartel whose sole job is to suppress price volatility to maintain the illusion of stability, while Bitcoin operates like a decentralized digital central bank that audits itself in real time. Schiff loves to scream manipulation when Bitcoin drops 20% in a week. Meanwhile, his entire asset class has been manipulated for decades by entities that literally paid fines for criminal spoofing. You know what that is? That's cognitive dissonance wrapped in a business model. Coin ledger can be audited by anyone, anytime, anywhere. The gold market, you're relying on a stack of trust, custodians, regulators, and banksters who have been caught lying over and over and over. Peter Schiff's gold thesis is fractional reserve theater with shiny props. All right, Peter, let's talk portability, or as you might call it, how many armed guards, armored trucks, bribed customs agents, and backroom deals does it take to move my shiny rock across a border without being arrested? Let's run the math. 1 ton of gold is roughly $106 million USD, weighs 2,204 pounds. That's a Ford F-150 fully loaded with metal bricks. Moving it requires permits, armored transports, armed guards, customs declaration, bribes, lawyers, and a prayer circle. And if you try to cross an international border, there's a 50% chance that they seize it outright. Ask the US citizens of 1933. Executive Order 6102 happened. Ask the British citizens of 1931. Ask India's gold import restrictions, Venezuela's frozen reserves, or any G20 central bank manipulating gold markets daily. Gold is permission money whether Peter wants to admit it or not. You don't own it, you temporarily lease it at the pleasure of your government. Now let's contrast this to Bitcoin, shall we? 1 BTC, currently worth $105,000, can be transported with 2 QR codes. No borders, no permits, no paperwork, no armored trucks. You can memorize 12 words, cross any border naked, and still hold your life savings. If you self-custody, there's no seizure point. There's no vault, there's no counterparty, no political jurisdiction. It's money outside the state, period. Schiff keeps saying Bitcoin can be banned. Hey, Peter, gold was already banned several times in multiple countries. And you didn't even need the internet for that. You needed a pen, a signature, and some goons with guns. Bitcoin lives entirely outside this structure. The state can seize your gold. The state can tax your gold. The state can nationalize your gold. The state cannot seize private keys that don't exist in physical space. And Schiff's rebuttal, but gold has industrial uses. Peter, buddy, Tesla will survive without your wedding ring material. We're talking about monetary assets, not circuit boards. The reality is simple. Gold requires trust. Bitcoin requires math. And when governments come knocking, truth gets vaporized. Math doesn't care. And now we arrive at the great environmental scam where Peter Schiff and his buddies pretend Bitcoin is boiling the oceans while they quietly poison half of sub-Saharan Africa for a few shiny trinkets. Let's break it down, folks. This is just the math. Bitcoin network 5.4 times more efficient. Gold burns 5.4 times more energy per dollar than Bitcoin. Schiff is out here screaming that Bitcoin's energy uses is unsustainable while gold mining involves mercury runoff, cyanide tailings, child labor, armed militias guarding illegal mines, and literal rivers that glow neon from chemical discharge. But yes, Peter, let's talk about Bitcoin's global carbon footprint again. Bitcoin's renewable energy share is now over 53%, gold less than 7%. Bitcoin miners are literally optimizing global energy grids, capturing standard hydro, flare gas, off-peak renewables, even geothermal. Gold miners are burning diesel in the Congo while enslaving orphans. Schiff's entire ESG argument is performance art for economically illiterate regulators who don't know the difference between watts and joules. And let's not forget, gold mining emits roughly 32,000 tons of CO2 per ton of gold extracted. Bitcoin mining's carbon footprint declines as price rises because as block rewards shrink, transaction fees eventually become the dominant revenue, requiring dramatically less energy input. Bitcoin's energy use is an S-curve that plateaus toward efficiency. Gold is an infinite straight line of environmental destruction that scales with demand. But sure, Peter, tell us how Bitcoin is destroying the planet while your industry is literally dumping mercury into the Amazon River. Gold turns living ecosystems into toxic wastelands. Bitcoin turns wasted energy into monetary finality. Schiff's ethical gold narrative is the financial equivalent of Whole Foods selling organic cigarettes. Now we move to liquidity, tax, and friction, or as I like to call it, Peter Schiff's retirement account from scamming boomers into collectible tax brackets. First, let's start with the ETFs, since that's how 99% of people own gold today. Gold ETFs like GLD charge 0.4% annual fees just to hold your rock hostage. Bitcoin ETFs, we're now seeing fees as low as 0.19% and falling. But it gets worse because here comes Uncle Sam with the tax chainsaw. In the US, gold is taxed as collectible. That's a maximum 28% capital gains tax. Bitcoin long-term capital gains tax maxes out at 20% federally. Translation, Peter's entire investment thesis carries a permanent tax handicap baked directly into its operating system. Schiff likes to scream about money printing, but he's literally selling you into higher tax exposure while Bitcoiners quietly eat his lunch at the IRS. Now let's talk liquidity, another graveyard for gold bugs. If you own GLD, you can't even redeem for physical unless you're an authorized participant. That's Wall Street code for not you. Retail can't convert GLD shares into gold bars, you're trapped in paper claims. And even if you do want physical, you're paying 5 to 10% premiums to some shady coin dealer on shiffradio.com. Bitcoin instant liquidity 24/7, 365. You can sell $10 million at 3 a.m. on Christmas morning with global order books matching instantly. You can take delivery direct to self-custody with zero intermediaries. You can trade peer-to-peer, OTC, or on fully transparent global exchanges. Schiff loves to call Bitcoin imaginary. You know what's imaginary? The idea that your GLD shares will magically turn into physical gold when the system breaks. You'll get wire transfers, not bars, and if there's a true liquidity crisis, you get nothing, you get defaulted. Bitcoin settles globally, gold settles locally if you're lucky. Bitcoin operates in open, permissionless, frictionless financial markets that dwarf the opaque, illiquid, cartel-controlled global gold ecosystem. And let's not even start on cross-border friction. Bitcoin is liquid capital. Gold is medieval metallurgy with a brokerage account. Schiff is selling friction to a generation raised on frictionless money. And now we arrive at the part that really keeps Peter Schiff up at night, demographics. This is where gold doesn't just lose, it gets completely erased from monetary relevance by simple biology. Let's start with the raw data. In the US, 63% of adults say they don't understand crypto. But those who do, they skew young, college-educated male and earning over $100,000 annually. The median gold buyer is 54 years old, and that demographic is obviously shrinking. The translation, the future owners of capital overwhelmingly prefer Bitcoin. The dying owners of capital own gold. Schiff can scream all he wants, but he's literally selling a boomer financial product to people who are dying faster than his podcast listeners can mail him checks. You want the real killer? IQ correlates with long-term investment behavior. Higher cognitive ability equals lower time preference equals stronger savings equals better compounding equals higher Bitcoin adoption. Study after study shows IQ positively correlates with long horizon investing and saving behavior. Bitcoin rewards patience, discipline, and volatility tolerance, all proxies for low time preference and high cognition. Gold attracts people terrified of digital assets, clinging to 5,000-year-old narratives they heard on late-night AM radio while ordering freeze-dried doomsday buckets. Bitcoin's adoption curve isn't just financial, it's biological and generational. Capital is voting decisively. As wealth continues its intergenerational transfer, the capital flows will accelerate into Bitcoin because it aligns with modern financial infrastructure. It requires no physical logistics. It's intellectually native to people inheriting global wealth. Gold is grandpa's trade. Bitcoin is the trade of the 21st century. Schiff isn't just wrong, he's demographically obsolete. And now we come to the final humiliation of the gold narrative, central bank capture. Or as I like to call it, the part that Peter Schiff never wants to talk about because it completely nukes his libertarian cosplay. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Global central banks hoard 32,000 metric tons of gold. That's roughly 15% of all above-ground supply, completely controlled by state entities. A G20 cartel can freeze, lease, dump, or manipulate these reserves at will. Political decisions control the market. Schiff wants you to believe gold is outside the system. No, Peter, gold is the system. It is fully captured, fully surveilled, fully manipulated by the very monetary cartels you claim to oppose. Let's get real. If the US Treasury decides to liquidate even 5% of its gold holdings, it nukes price levels instantly. If the BIS decides to lease out central bank gold, it suppresses price for years, which, by the way, they already did. This isn't hypothetical. We've had official gold leasing markets for decades. We've had covert bullion bank manipulation cases that resulted in criminal charges. The entire pricing mechanism is under cartel control. And Schiff still parades around telling people this is some sovereign hedge against fiat collapse. Your hedge is literally owned by the very entities printing the fiat. Now compare this to Bitcoin. Coin's ledger is distributed across hundreds of thousands of nodes in 100 plus jurisdictions. No single entity, not the Fed, not the BIS, not the G7, not even China, can modify, freeze, or dilute the ledger. Consensus rules are governed by open source math, not backroom deals with the IMF. Bitcoin is the first asset class in human history immune to state capture. Gold is a central bank pet rock. Bitcoin is a global sovereign escape hatch. Schiff loves to LARP about freedom while selling you directly into the most captured monetary asset on Earth. Gold is an antique trinket collecting dust inside vaults controlled by the very monetary parasites Bitcoin was built to overthrow. Bitcoin broke the monetary cartel. Gold is still their collateral. After all this, here's the uncomfortable truth. Gold isn't money, it's fiat with a tan. Let's review the body count. Price, Bitcoin up 46,000%. Gold cannot even beat inflation. Supply, Bitcoin is capped at 21 million. Gold has an infinite supply over geologic time. Energy, Bitcoin optimizes toward efficiency. Gold is an open pit environmental war crime. Portability, Bitcoin crosses borders in your brain. Gold gets seized at customs. Custody, Bitcoin is self-sovereign. Gold requires vault clerks, armed guards, and bribed border officials. Liquidity, Bitcoin trades globally 24/7. Gold is trapped inside cartel-run paper markets with exit doors controlled by JP Morgan. Taxation, Bitcoin wins. Gold is permanently handicapped by collectible tax brackets. Demographics, Bitcoin holders are young, rich, growing, and tech-native. Gold holders are dying of natural causes. Central bank risk, gold is fully captured and state-controlled. Schiff's entire ideology is basically a Bitcoin cargo suit praying for a 1970s inflation repeat that will never come, while Bitcoin surgically absorbs global capital in real time. Every one of his arguments is a cope mechanism for missing the single greatest monetary revolution since the invention of double entry accounting. Schiff says Bitcoin is backed by nothing. Actually, Peter, it's backed by physics, energy, math, game theory, cryptography, and the collective incentive structure of a globally distributed non-state monetary network. Gold requires trust, Bitcoin requires consensus. Schiff is still trying to sell you gold coins on his podcast because the market's already crowned a new monetary king. And it isn't a rock. Bitcoin lives in cyberspace. Gold lives in a vault. One is programmable, portable, untouchable capital. The other is an expensive doorstop, collecting dust while Peter is yelling at clouds. The debate is over. Peter Schiff's ideology isn't outdated. It's extinct. My name is Adam Livingston, and if you enjoy my commentary about how Bitcoin is the apex predator asset and how we are living through the greatest wealth transfer in human history, please like this video, share it with a boomer, and subscribe to my channel. Class dismissed.